Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about the upcoming Muppets special from 2026, obviously produced by Seth Rogen and starring Sabrina Carpenter. So obviously this is the Muppets pilot, obviously working title, platform obviously it will release on Disney Plus, and premiere date is 2026, marking the 50th anniversary of the Muppet Show. Obviously, the purpose of this special serves as a backdoor pilot. If successful, obviously it will be successful. I think it could launch a full reboot of the Muppet Show. Like, holy shit, guys, the world has gone to shit ever since the Muppets stopped making episodes. Like, holy shit, that is like unbelievable, right? We had the Muppet movies, which were really fun. Obviously, the classic one with the beginning opening scene with obviously Kermit performing Rainbow Connection. Dude, I bloody love that film. And obviously, I love the Muppets as well. I'm a big fan of those old classic episodes where the Muppets do stupid stuff and dumb stuff with celebrities, which is just fascinating and very interesting to look at. Obviously, they did a bunch of episodes. One of my favorite ones is the one with or are the ones with like big name stars, like obviously Mark Hamill and Star Wars and R2D2, C3PO. We also had one for Elton John, which is obviously one of the most classic episodes. But obviously now with the backdoor pilot and in works, I guess, produced by Seth Rogen and starring Sabrina Carpenter, this might be such a fascinating and interesting special. I think obviously the key players in this special will be the producer Seth Rogen, who recently won a freaking Emmy, or what, eight eight Emmys for his show The Studio, which is really interesting, alongside Evan Goldberg, James Weaver, and Alex Mc 80 Point Grey Pictures, obviously guest star and executive producer, obviously Sabrina Carpenter. Director is Alex Timbers, Tony Award winner. Writer is Albertino Rizzo. Production company is Disney Branded Television, 20th Century Fox Television, The Muppet Studio, Point Grey Pictures. What to expect? Return to the Muppet Theatre with classic characters Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fuzzy Bear, Gonzo, and more. Variety show format with sketches, musical performances, and backstage chaos. Veteran Muppeteers like Bill Barata, Dave Goulds, Eric Jacobson, Peter Linz, David Rudman, and Matt Vogel are reprising their roles as the Muppets. Obviously, cultural buzz. Sabrina Carpenter's involvement has sparked excitement, especially after her Miss Piggy-inspired VMAs birthed the Muppets, which obviously he was born in 1936 in Greenville, Mississippi. Obviously born on the 24th of September. Education, obviously he was, I guess he studied at the University of Maryland, where he met Jane Niebel, or something like that, his future wife and collaborator. First show, obviously Sam and Friends, which ran from 1955 to 1961. Aired on WRRS-TV in Washington, D.C., introduced early versions of Muppets, including Kermit the Frog. The term Muppet, Henson coined Muppet as a blend of marionette and puppet, though he later admitted he just liked the sound of it. Rise to fame. The 1960s, Muppets appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show, The Jimmy Dean Show, and in commercials. Obviously, 1969, Henson joined Sesame Street, designing iconic characters like Big Bird and Cookie Monster. 1976, The Muppet Show premiered, becoming a global sensation with celebrity guests and musical comedy. 1979, from 1984, released hit films like The Muppet Movie, The Great Muppet Caper, and The Muppets Take Manhattan. Obviously, legacy and innovations. Henson revolutionized puppetry by removing the traditional puppet stage, obviously proscenium arc, I think, using television framing to enhance storytelling, creating emotional, expressive puppets with synchronized voice and movement. He also explored the darker fantasy with The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, obviously with David Bowie. Final years and Disney acquisition. Henson passed away in 1990 at age 53, which is kinda really young. In 2004, Disney acquired the Muppets, excluding Sesame Street and Fraggle Rock. The Muppets and continue to thrive under Disney's stewardship, with specials like Muppets Haunted Mansion and the Muppets Mayhem show. Obviously, I think it's rather interesting. Sabrina Carpenter is a well-known singer-songwriter, and she's just a fascinating artist, right? I'm a really big fan of hers. Obviously, I've said this multiple times before in my videos. The Muppets are also one of my favorite things ever. Like, I love the Muppet movie, the classic one. Dude, Rainbow Connection is fascinating. Like, I love the humor, I love the style. Obviously, it's not for everyone. That's true. It's a bit childish sometimes. But dude, you can't be childish, or I guess you need to be childish to be adult sometimes, you know, and you need to be an adult to be childish sometimes, right?
Doctor, you're being childish.
Well, of course I am. There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes. Are you coming?
So that's really, really interesting. So who do I want to see in this revival series? I have thought about this actually. I've thought about this, which is kind of weird because I love the Muppets and I love obviously seeing them just do stuff. And Disney hasn't really done a lot with them, but now they're trying to, you know, make a reboot of the series, which is just really nice, and I really like that. So there we go. So who do I want to see in this brand new rebooted series? Alright, I'll tell you all about it right now. But first, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously I make tons of videos, plenty of videos to choose from and to enjoy. And obviously if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's continue with the video. Obviously, first of all, there are plenty of celebrities, obviously especially from America, that you can choose from. A lot of them are really great, really fun. So my picks were, I guess, if Sabrina Carpenter, you know, makes something great, and I think she will. Obviously they're trying to pretty much do something really cool here. I think Ryan Gosling might be perfect in the Muppets. He has this humor and he has this sort of like seriousness to it. And like, you can do a lot with him. Pedro Pascal too. I think he's just, you know, the internet daddy, so that would work too. You have Jenna Ortega, might be a bit more dark fantasy. Maybe that episode might delve into like, you know, the Tim Burton style, right, with dark colors and black and grey and stuff like that. But Jenna Ortega is just well known, right? David Corenswet obviously lately appeared in the Sesame Street episode, which is really nice. Obviously, I'm also a big fan of other musicians, right? So Olivia Rodrigo, Chaperone might be interesting as well. Benson Boone, yeah, why not, right? You can go all the way. You can also have some British actors or actresses, right? So maybe Andrew Garfield, right? Andrew Garfield has been on the Sesame Street too. Tom Holland, right? Obviously, I'm not naming Spider-Man actors, only Spider-Man actors here, but there are just plenty of celebrities to choose from. You can even do some internet sensations like The Rizzler, or maybe I'm not quite sure. Jacksepticeye could also be very interesting, or I don't know, like Minecraft YouTubers Dream. I'm not quite sure. Is that possible? I don't know. We also can have some other very well-known actresses like Keke Palmer, or what's her name? The actress that played in The Bear. Ayo Edebiri, I think that might be interesting. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, you name it, right? Anything is possible in the Muppets world because there are tons of different, you know, episodes that I can make, and I think that might be very, very interesting to see, obviously. I was also thinking about Rachel Zegler. I think she could be very interesting. Or maybe Timothée Chalamet might also be great. Or Ed Sheeran, right? That's I mean, that could work too. So there we go. There are tons of I guess, ideas, right? So there we go. That's really interesting. But obviously now we have more info. So obviously 2026 is stacked here. Obviously brand new films appearing too, which is really, really nice and create intimacy. His characters often reflected human quirks, Kermit's anxiety, Piggy's diva energy, Fozzie's insecurities. So puppeteers watched monitors to sync movements with camera angles, which is really, really nice. So obviously Disney era, Disney acquired the Muppets excluding Sesame Street and launched the Muppets 2011 reboot by Jason Segel, Muppets Most Wanted from 2014, Muppets Haunted Mansion 2021, and the Muppets Mayhem 2023 focus on Dr. Treat and the Electric Mayhem. So there we go. So obviously the structure and the format of each episode is kind of the same. So the first one, obviously opening theme and curtain call, begins with the iconic "It's Time to Play the Music" theme song. Kermit introduces the show from the Muppets theater stage. Chaos immediately ensues backstage, a hallmark of the Muppet storytelling. Obviously we have the celebrity guest introduction, obviously a little skit, a little joke. So there we go. So that might be very interesting. We have sketch segments, obviously classic Muppet sketches return, possibly including Pigs in Space, Veterinarians Hospital, Muppet Labs with Dr. Bunsen, Hunido and Beaker, Fuzzy stand-up comedy. Obviously we have the fourth one, musical numbers. So maybe if Sabrina Carpenter would perform, she could perform any music, right? So there we go. You have backstage antics, obviously interwoven scenes how the Muppets scramble to keep the show running. And so there we go. We have the climatic sketch or performance, build a big final, often a musical number or sketch that goes hilariously off the rails. So obviously Sabrina Carpenter would likely join the Muppets here too. So obviously we also have the closing curtain and goodbyes. Kermit thanks the cast and audiences. The Muppets wave goodbye at the curtain falls, often with one last gag, obviously from the two old men. So in the balcony. So the structure mirrors the original Muppet Show from 1976 to 1981, which blended vaudeville style comedy, music performance, and backstage storytelling. The 2026 special is designed as a backdoor pilot, like I said. So, meaning if it's successful, it could launch a full reboot of the series. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really can't wait to see this brand new special. I'm really thrilled, really hyped, and if I'm going to see it, I'll make a video about it. So, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I will check you later. Goodbye, everyone. Or should I say, it's time to play the goddamn music. Let's go.